Ladies and gentlemen, I had to hop on camera for this, and rarely do you see me just hop on camera on my hip-hop platform. But I'm a 25-year-old black man, and I just come to you guys asking questions, right? I'm just asking a question. But I want to put my face to it. I don't like hiding behind cameras when we're not delivering news. I want to put a face to it because I do events, and I have been present at events when T.I. has been present, right? And if T.I. were to watch this video, I know I do a lot of views. I would like for T.I. to know my face and to ask me about this, you know, like a man, face to face. But I'm prefacing my comments by saying, T.I., I'm only asking you this because it seems to me you've put yourself out there as the spokesman of the black community. That has become his brand, all right? We're going to leave T.I. alone for a second. Swing over to A$AP Rocky. I want to talk about A$AP Rocky in regards to a situation he has put himself in Sweden. All right. Now, it looks like A$AP Rocky and his bodyguard were minding their own business. And there's video footage of these two annoying guys constantly pressing A$AP Rocky. It's even to the point in the video, if you watch it, A$AP Rocky even tells these young men, I don't want to go to jail. Can y'all leave us alone? Apparently, at some point in the midst of this altercation that happened on the streets in Sweden, these two men threw some headphones at A$AP Rocky's bodyguard. The men continued to follow A$AP Rocky, and at some point, A$AP Rocky put hands on one of the men. All right? It's on camera. From there, A$AP Rocky and his team were locked up. They're locked up in a detention center where reportedly the conditions are pretty bad. There's a guy next door to A$AP Rocky that's in a cell that consistently bangs his head against the cell and is spreading feces everywhere. It's a disease-ridden jail. A$AP Rocky reportedly has only eaten an apple for 5 days in a row. He's going to be there for at least 2 weeks until a judge decides whether or not to press charges against him. And at that point in time, A$AP Rocky could face 6 years. And the way they do things in Sweden, it is very much possible for A$AP Rocky just to stay behind bars until trial. So I'm just letting it be known, A$AP's conditions in this Sweden prison or jail, whatever you want to call it, are not ideal. It is jail, but it's bad. Now, I do want to throw this out there as well. The most damning thing, because we've seen jails have bad food. We've seen jails have bad water. Even in the States, right? But I think the most damning thing to A$AP Rocky is because of a treaty that's signed between the United States and Sweden, as soon as A$AP Rocky was brought in, he is technically allowed to speak to a U.S. consulate. Now, according to A$AP Rocky, he was denied that access for the first 48 hours. He finally was able to speak to his U.S. consulate. And at that time, he didn't get any privacy, though. It was two Swedish guards in their conversation. So obviously you can understand they're monitoring what A$AP Rocky is talking to his consulate about. So again, that's the most damning thing to me. The food, he'll be fine. He's a skinny dude. He'll be fine for a few days. The food and water. I think the most damning thing for me personally is to hear that this treaty that's signed to prevent stuff like this from happening, the Swedish jail system, whatever, the detention center is going against that treaty that's signed between the two. Now, let me put this out in the atmosphere. I said this on my video earlier. I think A$AP Rocky should not be locked up. If the video if they add up and we're not missing any information, it's clear as day those dudes provoked A$AP Rocky and his team. Let's get that black man over back into the States. But I do have to ask this question. Now we're going to bring T.I. back in and we're going to go full circle here. I got to ask this question to T.I. Because T.I. immediately, who else was it? Yachty? Who else was it? Tyler, the Creator? Immediately, they said, not going to Sweden anymore, right? T.I. posted that on his Instagram account and he said, well, there it is. Sweden's now officially outside of the culture on a no-go list. Until they free Flacco, it's up. These are T.I.'s words. Again, being that spokesman for the black community that he's been oh so many times, especially through social media over the last couple years. And I want to salute T.I. because T.I. has been prevalent. He's working with the Atlanta jail systems to kind of change rules and change the way things are set up. So let's give T.I. a lot of credit. He's been on the ground putting in the work, but sometimes he throws me off a little bit with positioning. Because I do remember a few months ago when Kanye West was making his rounds and going to TMZ, damn near a year ago now, right? Where he was on TMZ and he was like, slavery sounded like a choice for 400 years. I remember T.I. conveniently going out to the West Coast to visit Ye at one of Ye's Yeezy shops, and they ended up doing a song together. And then a couple months after the song, maybe even not a couple months, T.I. ended up saying, I was out of bounds for that, right? I was out of pocket for doing that record with Ye, and Ye made me look stupid. I can no longer stand by Kanye West. Now, I brought Kanye into this because I wanted to connect fan bases here. To me, A$AP Rocky, on a lot of levels, connects to that Kanye West fan base. I want to read you guys something from A$AP Rocky. In an interview, he said a few years ago, from A$AP Rocky, ladies and gentlemen, when he was asked on the Mike Brown Ferguson situation. The interviewer asked A$AP straight up and down, do you feel like you're being forced to address these issues? Again, the issue at the time was obviously the killing within Ferguson, right? This is what A$AP Rocky responded with. He said, they're not forcing me to do shit. I'm just going to stay black and die. Why? Because I'm black. So every time something happens because I'm black, I got to stand up. What the fuck am I, Al Sharpton now? I'm A$AP Rocky. I did not sign up to be no political activist. I want to talk about my motherfucking lean, my best friend dying, the girls that come in and out of my life, the jiggy fashion that I wear, my new inspirations in drugs. I don't want to talk about no fucking Ferguson and shit because I don't live over there. I live in fucking Soho and Beverly Hills. I can't relate. I'm in the studio. I'm in these fashion studios. I'm in these bitches' drawers. I'm not doing anything outside of that. That's my life. Again, that was A$AP Rocky speaking on Ferguson. I do want to bring back to your memory. Ferguson was what, 2014, 2015? Very serious situation. A lot of riots and protests happened around Ferguson because of a killing of a black man. So I guess my question for T.I. and anyone who stands with A$AP Rocky is, where do we draw the line on getting rid of people even within our own community just because we share the same skin complexion of these guys? It's almost like we're supposed to take them in, accept them flaws and all, right? I don't know how can I accept A$AP Rocky. Again, I already said a few minutes ago, I wish the brother wasn't in jail in Sweden. I want him back over here. But to go as far as to say, I ain't never going to Sweden again, hell, I ain't never been to Sweden. T.I. is the same guy that wanted me to stop wearing Gucci. I only got one damn thing Gucci, and somebody bought it for me as a gift. And as soon as I got the damn gift, the next week, T.I. came out with the damn Gucci boycott. I ain't even been there wear my Gucci hoodie yet because of this damn Gucci boycott. All right? I just want to let it be known, every time something happens in our community, T.I. jumps and says, we not doing this, we not doing that. And if he's going to be one of our spokesmen, if he is stepping into that Al Sharpton role, by the way, I think it's dope that a rapper that was in the trap is growing and becoming this businessman and becoming this leader in our community. But we need some clear, concise consistency. All right? So it's cool for us to accept A$AP Rocky back in, to fight for him, to do a petition for him. I'm confused. The man Flatfoot wouldn't stand up for Ferguson. Because here's the reality of the situation. If a white man, let's just use Trump, all right? Let's just throw Trump out there. If Trump would have came out and delivered that same message without using the word I'm a black man, because obviously he's not a black man, he's orange, then we'd be throwing a fit right now, all right? So Trump's political, I get that. Let's tone it down a little bit. Let's just say, I'm going to throw a white actor out there. Adam Sandler. Let's say Adam Sandler came out and made a statement like that. as a community, T.I. would have said we ain't watching no more Adam Sandler movies. All right? I'll take it a step further. I'll even do it like this. What if The Rock, now The Rock is technically mixed with Samoan, African American, he's mixed with a lot of things, right? If The Rock would have came out and made a statement like that, I feel like T.I. would have been all over his ass. If Floyd Mayweather, he did come out and do something similar to that, and T.I. made a song about Floyd Mayweather. But we ain't gonna hear that about A$AP Rocky again. I know it was years ago when this happened, but my principle still remains the same. And this is for Joe Budden as well. My question to you guys is, how am I supposed to separate the two? That is watching that black man in that interview say, I don't relate to them. I live in Soho and Beverly Hills, especially where I come from. That is as disrespectful as a white man looking me in my eye and calling me a nigger, E-R. That black man telling me he cares about drinking his lean more than he does Ferguson issues or how many bitches he fucked. And you want me to go to bat for that one? I'm not saying I won't go to bat for the next black man that's stuck in Sweden. You want me to sign a petition for that? How is that not a coon? How is that not Uncle Ruckus? Because he raps? Because he's a part of the hip hop community? I gotta stand by that? It just doesn't make sense to me. There's no consistency. I think that's confusing me. I'm black, right? And I'm black and educated. I'm confused. Let alone the other race. We ain't even nowhere close to being on the same page here. I don't even know how to move. How in the hell is he getting a pass for that? How does he get a pass for those comments? I just don't get it. The man Flatfoot just disrespected the movement. To me, that's a slap in the face to us, to Black Lives Matter. Like, you're that far on your high horse that you don't care. And if you really want me to go in depth about A$AP Rocky, I could call a spade a spade. Homie ain't associated himself with black for a long time. He came up through the ranks and he got ghosted. Hell, I could keep it a stack with you and tell you the only reason why he is in Sweden is because A$AP doesn't spend a lot of his time in the country. Coincidentally doesn't spend his time dealing with a lot of our issues that are prevalent in our community. But I ain't going nowhere with that. I ain't even going that far in that. Homie ain't associated himself with black for a long time. And that comment to me was all I needed. I don't know how to move, ladies and gentlemen. I just don't. Look, T.I., that's an open one for you. Anybody that sides with T.I., please, you're more than welcome. Y'all know my comment section is open. I just don't get it, man. I just don't know how to move. That's hypocritical, man. I'm not calling T.I. specifically a hypocrite or anybody, Joe, a hypocrite. I'm confused. I don't understand that one at all. That man did everything in his power to tell you, I don't fuck with black people. To me, in that statement, I don't fuck with poor black people. I'm rich. That is white privilege. That is literally the definition of white privilege. I live in Beverly Hills in Soho. I don't relate to them issues. What about that is not white privilege? The only reason why we won't call it white privilege is because a hip hop artist who's black said it. Thank y'all so much for the time, love, support. I don't take it for granted. Y'all let me know in the comment box below. I could do more video messages like this. Y'all can see I got some high tech, some better equipment, better camera, backgrounds blurred out and all that. I could do videos like this more frequently if y'all want to see my pretty face. Ain't that what Rocky called himself, a pretty bitch or something like that? Anywho, y'all talk to me in the comment box below if y'all want to see more like little semi-podcast, little 15-minute segments like this. I could deliver more. Y'all let me know in the comment box below. I'm out. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
I got the kids. They are now tuned in.
Yo, we locked in right now, Mr.
TALIAFERRO.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Shout out to Mr. TALIAFERRO.
You're watching Mr. TALIAFERRO TV.
Mr. TALIAFERRO TV. Here with the triple B's, you can't do nothing but win.